Hi, I'm Graham. Welcome to Man vs Film. This is going to be a movie review for Legend.
Man vs Film.
This is the Tom Hardy Rise of the Krays, the legendary London gangster story. Now, as I said, this stars Tom Hardy, Emily Browning, Taron Egerton, Christopher Eccleston and a whole host of familiar faces. And this biopic is written and directed by Brian Helgeland. Now, Brian Helgeland has worked in a lot of movies. He was a writer of LA Confidential and he directed one of my favourite movies, and that is Payback, so I'm always interested to see what the guy's going to come up with next. Tom Hardy seems to be in a great stretch at the moment. He's really proven his acting chops, and what an actor he can be is really surprising. He's a chameleonic type of person, just drifts in and out of these roles and appears in some of the strangest things that you just don't expect him to appear in, like last year's The Drop, for instance. It was a fantastic movie. Unfortunately, Legend is not a fantastic movie. The basic plot of Legend is about these two brothers, the Krays, twins, who grew up to rule London. Now you have Reginald and Ronnie Kray. One is a complete psychopath, sadomasochistic type of guy who's willing to just be extremely violent just for the sake of it. He enjoys a bit of it. The other one also enjoys violence, but not to the same euphoric effect. He does it to get places, to get what he wants, and he's not disposed to causing somebody grievously body harm to get to where he wants to be. Now, the main anchor to this story is Emily Browning's Frances, who falls for one of the Krays, and that's part of the problem with it. It's not an exciting story, and trying to anchor it with a love story is trying to make you like the characters, and these characters aren't very likeable. Even Frances, the woman that falls in love with one of the Krays, isn't a likeable character. She becomes dependent. She is interested in them simply because of the prestige that she brings along and the fancy trinkets that he gives her when wooing her. So you've got these two despicable characters who don't seem to have anything rewarding about themselves. They're self-deprecating characters who aren't opposed to causing violence just for the sake of causing violence. Emily Browning, like I said, her character Frances narrates the story, tells you the story of the Krays, and that is one of the main problems of the movie. She's not always around the storylines, and you can't help but feel this is a truncated story. It's basically hitting the cliff notes but not telling you the full story about these characters. So what you get is you get a period of maybe a year or two of the Krays story. How they're at their peak, and basically their demise, which is rushed and haphazard. You get these characters that fade in and out the story, but you don't really get too much information about them, which is unfortunate. It's a story that is long, it feels long, but it feels rushed at the same time. The movie moves at a sedate pace. It's kind of half holds your interest in these characters that are despicable. You can tell what the movie's trying to do. It's trying to get you to get an emotional hook into these characters, but it never fully succeeds, so you're never fully invested in these people, and you're always standing back and going, hang on, these are not nice people doing not nice things. Why should I have any empathy towards these people whatsoever? Now, don't get me wrong, I find Emily Browning is fantastic, and it's an actress I always enjoy seeing in movies to see what she's going to bring. Tom Hardy is absolutely the MVP of this movie. There's no other way to do it. His two performances are great. Overall, I found the Legend to be underwhelming, very disappointing and uninteresting, and I am not a fan of these violence for violence sake movies. It just didn't grab your attention. It didn't hold your attention, and it was almost glamorising this violent lifestyle that the Krays had. I'm going to give Legend 2 out of 5. It was a very disappointment. It's worth seeing for Tom Hardy's performance and the chemistry between him and Browning, but that's about all. I wouldn't recommend it. And I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.
Man vs Film.